One love, one love, one love, one love, one love to all of you wonderful deep divers. Can we just breathe? Let's breathe, deep divers. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Peace. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Infinite waters, take that, take that, take that. Good ass energy I'm sending you. Shout out to everyone who's here. And we are live. What is the topic? Oh, I just jumped straight into it, deep divers. So the Matrix was trending on Twitter, right? And we're going to talk about, is the Matrix real or is it fake? Was it just a film or is it a documentary, right? Because so much is happening right now, deep divers. But first and foremost, let me say shout out to everyone who's been getting the best-selling book, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/the book, #1 best-selling book on Amazon. Also, the Good Ass Prana shirts at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. So, deep divers, let's raise the frequency a bit. I don't have to do a countdown. I could do a countdown, deep divers. We can do a whole countdown. But I don't really need to do a countdown, right? We can do a little countdown. And I'm reading every single comment, deep divers. We can do a little countdown. I'm so happy. Let me say a huge thank you to No Commercials channel. Like I say, I'm just grateful for your supporting Infinite Waters. So we ain't even started the show yet, right? But I got to say thank you to you. Shout out to you. And everybody who's here. Hit that like button, deep divers. Share this video. We got a whole lot to talk about. I'm so happy. I'm so happy, deep divers, you can join me. The whole world is just beginning. The whole world is just beginning. We already won. We already won. It's about us all. We're live, deep divers. Shout out to Mikey. So many beautiful deep divers here. So many beautiful deep divers here. Emily C, you are appreciated. It's a choice. It's always a choice, deep divers. So happy to manifest whatever you want, to be whatever you want. It's a choice. It's a choice, deep divers. We have to become the school. Oh yeah, we're just starting the show, deep divers. Let me say a shout out to everyone who's here. infinite love, health, and abundance. Giving thanks to the one and only King Ralph Smart. Hey, I appreciate that. You're so appreciated. So we got a whole lot to talk about, deep divers. Right? And we're going to just warm up the show a bit more, right? I want everybody to hit that like button and share the video. Hit that like button and make sure that you share the video, right? So let's warm up with this.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're blasting off, deep divers, and it's all about elevation, right? And in this live stream, we can talk about anything and everything. If there's something on your mind, put it in the chat. We're going to talk about it. We got a whole lot to talk about, but let's just elevate. What are we here to do? Shout out to Mecca Ann. You are appreciated.
They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. They feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate.
Elevate, elevate, deep divers.
They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way too fly, yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got this whole view to myself, yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation, now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water on bed like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. I ain't make it this far for myself, yeah. I had to prove to everybody else, yeah. I had to set them straight, yeah. I had to boss, so I had to renovate, I know. They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah. I had to go delegate. They feel like I'm floating, I'm lost.
We're just warming up, deep divers. Shout out to everyone who's here.
Never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate, yeah. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, yeah. I had to elevate. Ooh, yeah. Why they wanna bring me down? So much drip, yeah, I almost drowned in it.
One love to all the deep divers who are here.
Yeah, I'm way too fired up. I can't simmer down. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I see the flashing lights. Make sure the fashion right, yeah. I'm in my bag tonight, yeah. Ooh, I might just pull up a foreign. Watch out, the engine is roaring. It's too loud, you can ignore it. Yeah, yeah. This the high life with a view. You can have it all, no need to choose. First, let me demonstrate how you can rise to the top. Yeah, I had to elevate, yeah.
Dropping a bomb of love on that one, deep divers. It's elevation time. Shout out to everyone who's here. Shout out to all of you wonderful deep divers in the chat. Agenda, you are appreciated. Divine love and light, you are appreciated in the house. Mikey, you are appreciated. So many wonderful deep divers who are here. And this is a very powerful time. We got a whole lot to talk about. The wonderful Sonia Bear, you're so appreciated. You're so appreciated, Sonia. Thank you. Leaving from a work trip in Vegas, I'm more clear. I'm an alien to those folks after I sit at the airport now. Love you, Ralphie. Hey, I love you too. You are appreciated. You are most definitely appreciated. And like I say, deep divers, make sure you hit that like button. Hit that like button, share the video. We got a lot to talk about. So I made that video, which I just uploaded. Okay. And the title was "The Matrix is Real. Pray you don't become a target." That was actually the tweet by Logan Paul, right? And the Matrix is trending on Twitter. And I'm like, okay, this is good news. Because, like, finally, it's really going to the mainstream. Like, right, this whole concept of the Matrix, right, is really going mainstream to the point where a lot of people are talking about it. You know, Andrew Tate has a lot of followers. And they're like, okay, the Matrix got him. Also, we can take a look at this whole world, right? A lot of people are starting to wake up to the Matrix. But the question is it real? So we're going to really dive into it because it may or may not be real. It might just be a film, just a movie. Or it could actually be a documentary. What do you think, deep divers? Do you think The Matrix was just a film? Or do you think that actually we're living in a Matrix? I want to hear from you. I want to hear from everyone, right? So, yes, I watched that film, the 1999 classic film, The Matrix, right? Blown away, right? But that whole film kind of inspired this concept of the Matrix, that we're actually in a Matrix right now. And, you know, it's fascinating because so many people right now are having a big awakening. So many people right now are waking up. And like I said, when I went on Twitter, and I'm on Twitter, deep divers, you can add me at Infinite Waters, right? So many people were tweeting about the Matrix and they were saying, hey, this system is no good and the Matrix is crashing and all of these things. I was surprised, right? Just to see how many, a lot of people are waking up, right? So that's the good news, because I always say it's so good to see the mainstream awakening. And I told you, the awakening is going mainstream. You know, I was one of the pioneers, one of the first people to start sharing on YouTube about this Matrix, what's happening. But it wasn't just me, there were other people. And now, because it's in your face, you see, I said that people are only going to start to pay attention. Let me shout out to everyone who's here, and I'm reading every single comment, deep divers. Hit that super chat. Leave a comment. Don't be shy. Kathy Johnson, you are appreciated. Just want to say thank you, Ralph. Abundant gratitude and appreciation. One love to all. One love to all. Hey, you are appreciated. You are most definitely appreciated. Kathy Johnson in the house. Wonderful soul. Thank you, Kathy. So I started to realize that, okay, back in the day, there were so many people who were talking about the Matrix, who were really driving it home, right? And then it kind of, there was a pause. But a lot of people were saying, you know, that Matrix stuff isn't real, right? It's just a movie. But now when Logan Paul tweeted out the Matrix is real, pray you don't become its target, right? A lot of people now are like, oh my gosh, the Matrix is real, right? So is the Matrix really real? What do you think, deep divers? You know, I always tell you that the Matrix wasn't a film, it was a documentary. One thing you've got to keep in mind, there's levels upon levels. You see, what's happened is that now what we're witnessing for the first time is people are actually seeing how the Matrix works. So give me some examples, deep divers, of how you've seen the Matrix in operation. I want you to give me in the live chat, because I've just found out how to do a live stream. Like, I watch people's live streams, deep divers, and they never interact with the audience. The whole point of a live stream is to interact. So this is an interactive show. It's not about me. It's about you. We can talk about anything and everything that's on your mind. So when I realized that The Matrix is not just a film, it's a documentary. Give me some examples of what's happened in the last few years or even last few weeks or whenever of The Matrix in operation. Right? Lockdown. Okay, some people are saying lockdown. And I want you to tie it into The Matrix, right? The war, masks, right? Okay, the development of AI, okay. The pandemic, okay. COVID, okay. And some people are saying war, some people are saying Andrew Tate, some people are school systems, right? So we've been able, this is a very amazing time we're living in, because now a lot of people are like, The Matrix wasn't just a movie. You know why? Because I can see it in operation. I can see it in operation. Let me shout out to the wonderful, magnificent Selena Marto. You are most appreciated. Hi, everyone. Talking spiritual warfare. Is there a difference between low vibrational emotions and entities? We do experience both. Can we actually create entities? That's a powerful question. Let me tell you this, Selena. Because I am taking questions. There's always degrees. Just like one of the 7 Hermetic principles is the law of polarity, right? The law of polarity, the principle of polarity. So there are poles. And this is the reason why you have angels and demons. You have people who are saints and you have people who are pure wicked. And it's the same thing in the astral realms. There are many entities who are your worst nightmare. There are ones who are harmless. There are ones who are benevolent, who are helping you. There's always a difference. And this is the reason why when we talk of the energy we're attracting into our lives, we have to be careful of the energy we're putting out there. You see, right now in the Matrix, a lot of people have this concept of demon time. Demon time is all about, I don't care, I can do whatever I want, and this is the reason why a lot of people is catching up with them. The energy is catching up with them. They're attracting a lot of bad energy. And you got to remind yourself that in the astral realm, there are entities who feed off human beings. They feed off your ignorance. They feed off your fear, your food. Just like you might eat a piece of chicken, some tuna, 7-day vegan challenge, a whole bunch of grapes. There are people who feed, or beings who feed off human beings. Human beings are a food source. Human beings are a food source, right? So that's a great question. We can go even more into that. We can go even more into that. Valentina, the wonderful, magnificent, you are appreciated. Valentina. Shout out to Valentina in the house. Any intuitive advice on how to overcome obsessive thinking and distorted thinking? I feel less alone when you go live stream. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's why I do these live streams, Valentina, because I want to connect with you. I want to support Infinite Waters deep divers in live time. And that's the thing. For me, I love to go live. In fact, I love going live, and I'm here for you, right? So that was a great question. By the way, deep divers, make sure you hit that like button. I want everybody to hit that like button. We just started the show, and I'm responding to your questions, your messages, and we're really going to dive into this topic as well. Valentina, any intuitive advice on how to overcome obsessive thinking and distorted thinking? Let me tell you this. Your mind lies to you. And anytime you're overthinking, as a psychologist, I'll tell you this. You want to keep on overthinking until you get bored. You want to remind yourself the reason why you're overthinking is because you've been told there are good and bad thoughts. Duality creates overthinking. So we often overthink about us not being good enough, us making a mistake, us failing, us not being successful enough. And this is the reason why people overthink. If I was to tell you you've just won the lottery, you're not really going to overthink so much. You're just going to be saying, yeah, I won. But if you messed up something, you're going to be thinking about, oh, I should have done it that way instead of doing it this way. So the reason why you're overthinking is because you're way too hard on yourself. And you stop overthinking if you can learn to become mentally kinder to yourself. Right? You stop overthinking if you can learn to become mentally kinder to yourself. I've made videos and I forgot to press the record button. I was going to get mad at myself, but I had to love myself in that moment. So I stopped overthinking, right? So always be kinder to yourself and you will stop overthinking. Let me repeat that. Always be mentally kinder to yourself and you will stop overthinking. Also, other people's opinions, their judgments is the reason why a lot of people overthink, and you have to let that go. You know, a lot of people will always have something to say about you, but it's not important. How you see yourself is what matters the most. Valentina, great question, right? So, as I was saying, is the Matrix real, deep divers? Let's talk about this, right? Now, it's funny because back in 2012, a lot of people were saying, hey, the Matrix wasn't just a film, it was a documentary. And now in the mainstream, a lot of people are saying the Matrix is real. Right? And it's because people are now seeing the examples. So I said, okay, give me some examples of how you've seen the Matrix in operation. Some people said COVID, the pandemic, lockdown, Andrew Tate, all of these things happening is the reason why even the mainstream, the masses, are starting to say the Matrix is real. We've got to remind ourselves that the Matrix is not something new. The Matrix existed before 1999, okay? The Matrix existed before Keanu Reeves came and did that great performance, right? The Matrix has been in existence from humanity's conception. And the Matrix is not a bad thing. In fact, it's very necessary. Very necessary. Now, in the film The Matrix, Morpheus told Neo, the Matrix is a system. And that system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, carpenters, lawyers, the very minds of the people we're trying to save. And until we do, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And that's why they're an enemy to us. And they're going to do whatever it takes to defend the system, right? So there was this whole concept of being the one in the Matrix, right? And this is huge because this has existed for thousands of years. The chosen one, right? The chosen one exists in every single culture. The chosen one is the one who is awake and aware of the Maya. The Maya is the illusion. And the illusion has always been around, and it will always be around. And you're only here to wake up to it. And this is how you free yourself. So when you remind yourself that the Matrix has been around for thousands of years, you know, the Matrix is control. That's all it is. It's control. It's control and it's suppression. Because you see, once upon a time, a lot of human beings were very in tune, more in tune than now, in fact. And they were aware of the Matrix. But the Matrix wasn't a problem because they were aware of it, right? Once you have a self-awareness of what the Matrix is, it will no longer affect you. What's happened is that a lot of people think the Matrix has something to do with a group of people controlling the world. But that's not what the Matrix is at all. A lot of people think the Matrix is about the government. That's not what the Matrix is about at all. The Matrix is far deeper than that. We're going to talk about it. You see, like I told you, there are people who have been waking up humanity for a long time. Humanity didn't want to listen. But you see, because we're in the age of transitions, so many things are happening at once. This is the reason why a lot of people have no choice but to ask questions to say what's going on. And then they say the Matrix did it, right? So the Matrix has become a scapegoat. Anything, we just say the Matrix did it. But did the Matrix really do it? Or did we do it? We're going to come to that. I got to keep it simple, deep divers. What the Matrix is the collective ignorance. That's all the Matrix is. The collective ignorance. That's all the Matrix is. It's a mask. It's the inauthentic version of yourself. So you have the real you, and then you have the fake you. The fake you is the Matrix version. So take a look at social media. A lot of people are not their true selves. They are living through an avatar, a persona. They're living in the Matrix. Right? People on Instagram, add me on Instagram at Ralph Smart. People on Instagram, on TikTok, they're playing a character. A lot of people, that's not who they really are behind closed doors. That's what the Matrix is. The Matrix is an act. That's why Shakespeare told you the whole world is a stage. If we remove the word stage and replace it with the Matrix, we'll get what Shakespeare was saying. The whole world is a matrix. And the only way out is in. We've got to remind ourselves that so much is happening. We're seeing the rise of AI, because that's what the film The Matrix was all about as well, right? AI, okay? AI taking over. And that's the new Earth, by the way, deep divers. Doesn't it look beautiful, the new Earth? Right? That's where I'm heading every day. So this rise of AI, you know, when the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, talking about how AI is going to be your master, how human beings are going to be an energy source to the AI. By 2030, you will own nothing and be happy. This is why The Matrix wasn't just a film, it was a documentary. Because if you realize that AI wants to replace you, and Elon Musk told you, you're already a cyborg. And this is the reason why we've got to remind ourselves the Matrix film, which was all about the machines kind of taking over, and Neo had to wake up. And the whole story was that, hey, if you can wake up and say no, that's what he said. He said no when the bullets came, right? They all dropped to the floor. You can now unplug and be free of the Matrix. Because you see, human beings have so much potential. And this is the real secret. So that tweet by Logan Paul, which was "The Matrix is real," and pray that you don't become a target. Now, that whole tweet is full of fear. Why is that tweet full of fear? Because indirectly, that's how you're still under the Matrix spell. Right? So this is why I told you, a lot of people don't know how this Matrix works. Deep Diver, shout out to everyone who's here. We just started the show. Make sure you hit that like button, Deep Diver, share the video. Hit that like button, share the video. Hit that super chat. And we can talk about what's on your mind. So, what was wrong with that statement? You can tell me, Deep Divers, what was wrong with that statement? The Matrix is real. Pray you don't become his target. What was wrong with that statement? What is that statement showing you? Living out of fear. Captain Life, absolutely. Living out of fear, right? So a lot of people who are aware of the Matrix in the mainstream still don't understand and overstand how the Matrix works. So when Logan Paul tweeted out, "The Matrix is real, pray you don't become his target," that's full of fear. So that once again keeps him trapped in the Matrix. So this is the reason why I told you there's levels to this. There's a reason why Ralph Smart is still here after all these years looking 19. Escape the Matrix, living free like Neo. Why? Because I'm aware of words. I'm aware of thoughts. I'm aware of the energy I put out there. So if you've noticed, Deep Divers, I'm never afraid. I'm never afraid. And this is the reason why I've been able to get out. Because fear keeps you trapped. Love sets you free. Monk Milan Creations. Ralph, can you break down the movie Total Recall? I'll do that. You know, one day. That's a great film. So a lot of people in the mainstream are now starting to say, okay, the Matrix this, the Matrix that. But what they fail to see is that they're still coming from a place of fear. When you remind yourself that you're actually a co-creator, you can create worlds. And this is the biggest secret that a lot of people don't realize. That you are a co-creator. You can create universes. And if you actually knew this secret, you will never, ever embody the frequency of fear. You will never, ever embody the frequency of fear, because fear is what keeps you a prisoner. So one of these, shout out to everyone who's here. Right? So to dive deeper, I did the whole breakdown of the Avatar 2 film. It's already gone viral, right? And I always tell you that films serve a purpose because they show you the future. That's why films are made, especially in Hollywood. They're not just made for your entertainment, for your enjoyment. They're there to get you ready. And James Cameron did a great job of getting you ready. You know, in the Avatar 2, you saw those super robots, right? With the exoskeletons, right? She was punching the bag, right? They already got super soldiers, right? They already got a robot dog in San Francisco. So in Hollywood, when you remind yourself that it goes back to the ancient Druids, and they would use the holly wood to cast spells because they realized that, okay, we can use this to cast spells. Harry Potter's holding a wand. That's what magicians hold. They hold the wand, right? So when you remind yourself that Hollywood casts spells, that's why when you go to a movie, at the end of the film, you've got the movie cast. So it's an extremely powerful medium. And actually, it's one of the greatest forms of magic in the modern world. You know, when you can create a film that costs millions of dollars to make, you're not just making entertainment, you're actually changing how people think. And that's extremely powerful. That's the reason why I told you. Hollywood isn't all bad. Hollywood has some great films, great creatives there. But anytime you see a film in Hollywood, it's not just for your entertainment. It's to show you the future. And that's what The Matrix did. That's what Avatar 2 did as well, right? So they're showing you that human beings are slowly merging with the machine. And we've got to remind ourselves, shout out to everyone who's here, Deep Divers, right? Shout out to everyone who's here. I told you, there is a massive split happening right now. Massive split happening between those who are still trapped in the Matrix and those who are waking up and who are already free from it. And this split is also showing itself even in the mainstream. Give me an example of a split that's happening right now in the mainstream. Give me a split that's happening right now in the mainstream. Deep divers, make sure you hit that like button, share the video. Hit that like button, share the video. Give me a split that's happening in the mainstream, because Ralph Smart predicted this, right? Ralph Smart predicted this. Someone is saying vaccines, vaccinated, unvaccinated. Okay, that's one. Left versus right, that's two. Okay. Right wing and left wing. Okay, so there's this split happening, right? So there are splits happening every single second. Men versus women, the manosphere, feminism, right? This split happening, right? You got some hardcore feminists, right? The split happening. East Coast versus West Coast. But that was back in the day. Right? Split of masculine and feminine. Even with Andrew Tate, there's a split. Some people say he's innocent. Some people say he's guilty. Like I told you. Right? But also, what else? What other split that's happening currently? No one said it yet. What other split in the mainstream that's happening currently? Right? There's a split that's happening currently in the mainstream. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Make sure you hit that like button, share the video. Hit that like button, share the video. Rich versus poor, Russia versus Ukraine, okay. Robots versus humans, okay. Right? But there's also an love versus fear. Woke versus sleeping, okay. But even right now, as I'm speaking, what you see in the news stories, there's a split happening in the mainstream. Is there anyone in the mainstream who's having a split? Is there anyone that you... Shout out to everyone who's here. Right? So there's one person. Right? So what split regarding a family? What split regarding a family? One person said it. Thank you. Shauna, thank you. Prince Harry, right? Prince Harry. That's a split. That's a major split. Because you see, a lot of people don't realize that that is huge, because that's created a whole split. Him writing that book, and it's created a big divide between that family. So all of these things are happening, showing you the signs of the times. There's splits happening even between best friends and becoming enemies. Some of the closest people to you right now are turning into enemies. Some of your enemies are now turning into your friends. Right? This is how it's working. Let me repeat that. Some of your closest friends right now are turning into enemies. You used to kick it with them, chill with them. It was all good just a week ago. But now the interaction seems a bit off. But what about the person like a few years ago you weren't cool with? Now they come back into your life. You're cool with them. Can you see what's going on? Everything is getting switched up. And this is the times we're living in. This is the times we're living in. And that's the reason why I told you. It's a phenomenal time we're living in, because, you know, people's true colors are getting revealed. You can't hide anymore. Everything is getting exposed. And like I say, deep divers, I want to read. If there's something that you want me to discuss specifically, whether it's Andrew Tate, whether it's Prince Harry, whether it's AI, whether it's food, whatever it is, hit that super chat, leave a comment. I can talk about it. So, is the Matrix real? You know, a lot of people are now saying, okay, it is real, because they're starting to say, oh my gosh, I can see what's going on, right? And one of these things that crosses my mind a lot is that there are people who've been saying this for a long time, but nobody wanted to listen until it's too late. Right? There are people, even on YouTube, who are really exposing the Matrix in a big way. But nobody wanted to listen. But now, because the world has changed so much, people are now waking up to listen. You've had influential people saying that phrase, the Matrix, right? Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. The Matrix is the false light. And, one of the biggest things, Kelsey-verse ambient videos, you are appreciated. The Matrix is the false light. You see, I've told you, the Matrix has been around for thousands of years. And it's always going to be around. Because the Matrix is there to teach you about who you really are. So it's not about hating the Matrix. It's about creating your own. The Matrix cannot exist without you. Let me repeat that. The Matrix cannot exist without you. It needs you, especially your ignorance. But we've created this Matrix in the mainstream. People have created it. And it comes about when people choose ignorance over wisdom. When people, like the moment you create a social media account and say, hey, I want to be a character, you've entered the Matrix. It's the illusion. So long as you're living an illusion, that's not who you really are. You're a part of the Matrix. So there are so many people in this world who are playing a character. That's not who they really are. They can't keep it real. Lights, camera, action. They got to wear a mask. So every single day they are going into their Matrix, right? So when you remind yourself, once you take off that mask and say, you know what, I'm just going to be me, you've already left it. But how many people, deep divers, can actually do that, are willing to do that? How many people do you know who are living a life on their terms and truly free? How many people do you know, deep divers? Apart from Ralph Smart. How many people do you know? How many people do you know? Not many. Not many. Not many. Isn't that strange? Not many, right? It's few and far between. You probably can count them on your hand, deep divers. 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of people aren't their true selves. A lot of people just listen to their parents, get a job, do this, do that. But they're not really happy doing what they want to do. So they're still a slave. I was a slave for a long time. And that's what the Matrix is all about. It's all about waking up to your true power and coming to the new earth. That's the new earth. Doesn't it look amazing, deep divers? Waterfalls and everything is cool, right? Oh, shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. How you feeling today? How you feeling today? And like I said, I'm here for you, deep divers. Life is good because the universe has given me energy, infinite love, and infinite wisdom. Faith Chambers, you are appreciated. Gratitude for my first child on the way. Wait a minute. That's amazing. I'm sending you and your child great energy. What lessons should we be prepared to learn on this new journey in this 5D reality? Great question. Great question. Oh my gosh. Great question, Faith. That's a great question. We can definitely dive into that. One of the things I want to tell you about is this 5D reality. This is like an image of the 5D, right? I just love this art piece, but 5D realities have existed before. 5D realities have existed before. Let's name a few 5D realities which are in the minds of, people on the planet. Can you tell me any 5D realities that you feel have existed before, deep divers? Let me hear from you. What 5D realities do you think have actually existed on this planet? Because a lot of people come in with memory. They already know. Atlantis. Thank you. Atlantis. What else? Atlantis, Kemet, Egypt, the Golden Age. Absolutely. Absolutely. Go and look at the pyramids. That was a 5D reality. That was amazing. Lemuria, Eden, Lemuria, Atlantis. So 5D realities, Timbuktu, the Aztecs, absolutely. Absolutely. The Aztecs, they had some magic. If you go to Mexico, go around the pyramids and just see how advanced these beings were. Anunnakis, Maya, the Moors. Shout out to the Moors, absolutely. The Moors of Spain, very advanced as well. We've got a reminder, Sumeria, that was Iraq, absolutely. Elam as well, which is Iran. So 5D realities have been in existence before. And what lessons should we be prepared to learn on this new journey in the 5D reality? You see, when we talk of a civilization like Atlantis, Lemuria, they were a lot different from our civilization because they were able to realize that separation is an illusion. That's what James Cameron was trying to show you in the Avatar 2. Now, once upon a time in Pandora, the Na'vi lived in peace with the Great Mother. That was a 5D reality James Cameron was showing you in the Avatar 2. So that's why I made the whole review of that film, because it was such a great job. He was showing you in that film so masterfully that once upon a time in a 5D reality, human beings could communicate with animals. In the Avatar 2, Laval, you are appreciated. In the Avatar 2, they're communicating with a whale. Right? He's literally communicating with a whale. And, dolphins, if you've ever seen dolphins, I've seen dolphins before. I'm a deep divers. Dolphins are amazing mammals. And, there are stories of dolphins helping human beings if they drown, like saving them, rescuing them, right? Dolphins are very special mammals. But once upon a time, you could jump into the ocean, and if a shark was coming your way, you can just say, hey, let's do a little samba, baby. The shark would say, hey, what's up? And everything will be cool. But once upon a time, human beings broke the laws of the universe. So now even the animals didn't respect them. Oh my gosh. And even the animals were scared of human beings. Because you see, once upon a time, animals weren't afraid of human beings. Now they're afraid of human beings. Because they don't trust human beings. I'm always in the heart of nature, right? And there's a woman who I always see, and she's always feeding squirrels, right? And she has such a good communication with them. And that's what a 5D reality is. I have it as well. And when we talk about what lessons should we be prepared to learn on this new 5D reality, on this new journey in this 5D reality, you want to remind yourself, we have to stop being dangerous to everything around us. Human beings have become dangerous. The reason why is because they destroy the ecosystem. And this is the reason why what we have to learn on this new journey in this 5D reality is to remind ourselves we're a part of an ecosystem, not an ego system. And this is one of the greatest things, because you see, if you remind yourself that you're not all that special, pardon? You're not all that special. Every single life form on this planet serves a purpose. Do you know that if it wasn't for the worms, there would be no trees? And if it wasn't for the trees, there would be no you. So when you remind yourself, even something as a worm is needed for the soil, you need worms for the soil. They have a purpose. See, once upon a time, the ancients knew this. They knew that every species on this planet served a purpose. You might think, oh, that's just an earthworm. It has no purpose. Actually, if there weren't any worms, human beings would not exist. If there weren't any bees, same thing. So if there weren't any trees, same thing. So this 5D reality is realizing that every life form is needed, contributes to the whole evolution of the planet. So what I started to do was say, okay, I've got to remind myself that when we talk of preparing for the new journey in this 5D reality, I got to humble myself. You know, human beings have a gigantic ego. And the ego is born out of you thinking that you're the most powerful being in the universe. This is what keeps you in the 3D. And this is the reason why a lot of people have lost connection with the Great Mother, right? And once you lose connection with the Great Mother, your ass is in the Matrix. Let me repeat that. Once you lose connection with the Great Mother, you are now in the Matrix. In other words, what Bob Marley was telling you, the concrete jungle. Bob Marley made a song called There's So Much Trouble in the World. Go and listen to that song. Bob Marley made a song called There's So Much Trouble in the World. Bob Marley was a 5D being, but he came back just to say, hey, you humans better get your act together because there's so much trouble in the world. But he also made One Love. And the One Love was also an expression of the 5D reality. Oh, Faith Chambers. We just dive deep. Shout out to you. Great question. See when I say deep divers, leave a question like Faith. Give thanks. Leave a question like Faith. We can talk about it. We can talk about it, deep divers. Princey 215, you are appreciated. Deep divers, make sure you hit that like button. Hit that like button, share the video. Shout out to everyone who's here. You could have been anywhere, deep divers, but you chose to be here. I love all of you. So, Princey 215, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. Gratitude, Ralph. I am a master's level therapist. This Matrix precious license. What are your thoughts? Okay, I'm not sure the last bit is making total sense, but I can get what you're saying. So we got to remind ourselves that you've got to create a new world. We're in the age of you realizing you don't have to take it. You can give it. In other words, you don't have to accept fitting in. You can now actually create a whole new world. A lot of people have done it. There are people out there who are living their best life out of the system, living good, eating good, got a good family. And they've done this because they stopped blaming the Matrix. They started creating a whole new world. And this is the big secret. We got to remind ourselves right now, there's no excuses to get it. Because you've got all the tools right now. You got all the technology. And once again, technology is not bad. The AI is not bad. You can use the AI to power your dream. You can use this AI to reach more people than ever before. So it's a great time we're living in. But it's about you not being a victim and realizing you're a creator, a co-creator. Great question. Shout out to everyone who's here. How you feeling today, deep divers? I woke up like this. Doing a little samba, baby. Okay. Shout out to everyone who's here. Start the story. You are most definitely appreciated. Once again, deep divers, I want everybody to hit that like button before we get into this topic. Hit that like button and share the video. I want everybody to hit that like button, share the video, because that's how we get into the algorithm, right, of this matrix to wake people up. So start the story. You are appreciated. Thank you so much. Please elaborate on the beginning of the human on Earth and mix with a race from another planet. That would be great. Ralph, love you. We're diving deep. That's a great question. That's a Don DeMarco for that question. That's a great question. Let me tell you this. Now, I've been researching this for a long time. I've also met a lot of people along my travels who taught me a few things and showed me a few things. And that's why I always say, be open to information. The truth is in everyone, but it's also in the Akashic records. Edgar Cayce, medium, buried himself under the Great Pyramid to discover this truth. Please elaborate on the beginning of the human on Earth and the mix with a race from another planet. That would be great, Ralph. Love you. So we're talking about this Anunnaki story. Now, that Anunnaki term is just the mainstream word, but there are other names for it, but we'll stick with that one. We've got to remind ourselves, even in the Bible, they talk of the Nephilim. They talk of giants walking the earth. They talk of how these beings bred with the daughters of God. So there are many different types of beings on this planet. There is mankind, there are humans, and there are aliens. Mankind is a kind of a man. You got humans and you have aliens. You have extra ETs. You got hybrids. You've got AI, part human. Right? It's all here. That's the reason why everyone is so different, because everyone, their DNA has been mixed with different things. Check your blood type. But like I said, once upon a time, and that's what that film Lucy tried to show you. You know, once upon a time, all the archaeologists, all the scientists will tell you that human beings came from, what's the country they say, deep divers? What is humanity's origin? Which place? Because I've been to that country. What's the name of the country that they say, okay, this is where human beings came from? What's the name of the country? Put it in the chat. Because I've been to that country and I've saw some things. I've been to it. Beautiful country. Ethiopia. Thank you. I've been to Ethiopia. Beautiful place. Addis Ababa and Toto Mountains. I was there. So I've been to Ethiopia, and it's amazing because when you go to Ethiopia, what you're literally seeing is the whole world in one country. You got people who are dark like me. You got people who are lighter. You got people with curly hair. You got people with straight hair. You're going to find every single genetic code in Ethiopia. Why? Because it's the birthplace of civilization. So millions of years ago, you know, they'll tell you Lucy. This first human, right? This woman who was around that we all came from. And they've even found older people than Lucy. But, you know, Lucy was the breakthrough, right? And there was actually a film called Lucy. There was a film called Lucy, great film starring Scarlett Johansson. And that film, Lucy, was also showing you something as well. Go and watch it. But we've got to remind ourselves, once upon a time, people were around that area of the world, Ethiopia, East Africa. And, you know, the humans that were there weren't looking like the humans right now. But, you know, they were living in peace. But they were visited, you know. And this has always been documented in many texts all over the world, that there has been interference from other beings who have tampered with the genetic code of human beings, who have, you know. So Zachariah Stitchin talks a lot about Planet X, Nibiru, right? He talks a lot about how once upon a time human beings were on the planet and they were kind of just, you know, like cows, like cattle. And they were given a religion, they were given mathematics, they were given science by these advanced beings known as the Anunnaki. But, you know, Earth had a lot of minerals, a lot of resources, gold, diamonds, all of these things. The Anunnaki needed gold. So legend has it, you know, the Anunnaki turned human beings into a slave species. Now, it makes a lot of sense when you do the research, but question everything. But all we do know is that a lot of fishy things have been going on. A lot of experiments have been conducted, and a lot of people are hybrids. Some people are from here. Some people are from somewhere else. Some people are from this planet. Some people aren't. The Avatar 2 was showing you that, you know, when they said in the Avatar 2, we got demon blood, we're from another star system. That was James Cameron telling you that, hey, that's how it goes. Some people are not from this planet, even though they appear to be human. And this is the reason why some people, all they know is war. All they know is war and destruction. That's all they know. They don't know the love frequency. It's because they're not evolved enough to know it. Yet you have people on this planet who are like literally angels. Ever met an angel, deep divers, apart from me? I'm just tooting my own horn. Ever met an angel? Like, do you know, deep diver, someone who is just on the next level? Do any of you know someone who's on the next level? Have you ever met someone who is just like there? You're like, she's not from here, or he's not from here. They're so pure. They're just so, their frequency is so high. Ever met someone like that, deep divers? Do you know anyone like that? Do you know anyone like that? Personally, do you know anyone personally like that? Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Yes, some people are saying yes, right? Some people are saying no. But I always say there will come a time when you do know someone like that. I know someone like that. And I say she's next level. You know, when you meet these kinds of people, you're like, I don't even want to disturb your peace. You go. You know what I'm trying to say? We just say, you go, because they're so in tune that you know that they're different. They're different. And in this lifetime, you're going to meet someone like that. It could be you, but a lot of the times you're going to meet someone else who's just different. You might see them meditating 12 hours a day, or just the glow on their face, or just how in tune they are. But some people, and this is how you know that people are from different places. People have different information. Not everyone's here for the same reason or the same mission. Everyone has a different itinerary. So this is how you begin to know that, oh, there's levels to this. There's levels to this. And there are people who are far more advanced than us. There are people who have far more knowledge than us. We don't want to think that we know everything. We don't want to think that we know everything, because this is what keeps you trapped in the matrix. When you think you know everything, you got to realize that you've been lied to. Shout out to everyone who's here, everyone who's diving deep. Deep divers, that was a great question. We can come back to that. Make sure you hit that like button, deep divers, share the video. So, Laval Nichols, you are appreciated. Thank you. Yo, Ralph, thanks for everything. You are appreciated. You are most definitely appreciated. Okay, you know, some people pulling my card right now. Some people pulling my card right now. Some people are like, Ralph, you're an alien, right? What you won't do for love. Great song as well. You are not human, dude. You haven't missed one video in 10 years. You are active 77365, 24/7. My demon seems too strong for me and I haven't found the way out yet. Put some respect on Ralph's name. Hey. You are most definitely appreciated. And that's the thing, you know, for me, I always say, a lot of people say, Ralph, you're not human. But I always say I'm human, but I'm extraordinary. Truth is, we don't know what we are. Because, like I say, we've got so much potential. And for me, like I say, I didn't wake up saying, hey, I'm going to keep sharing every single day. It's just that spirit led me to do this. I just had a message to share with the world, and I've got a message to share with the world. That's the reason why. I always tell you, not a leaf falls from a tree without God's permission. Not a leaf falls from a tree without the universe's permission. We're only doing what we are doing through the universe's grace. Let me repeat that. We're only doing what we're doing through the universe's grace. At any time, something could happen to you. People get caught in car crashes. Accidents can happen. Trip over, break your back. Anything could happen. So if you're doing something and a way is being made for you, you got to humble yourself, because it's only possible through the universe's grace. I could have been in hospital for a year, but the reason why I'm still here is because I was able to humble myself and also realize that this is what the universe wants me to do. So who am I to say I don't want to do it? Because you see, a lot of people, they rest on their laurels. A lot of people get carried away. They get a big head and they lose the gift. I realize I've got a gift. I'm not foolish enough to lose it. I've got to say thank you, universe, because this is the reason why I keep getting energy. This is the reason why amazing people come into my life. This is the reason why a new way is made for me every single day. I don't take it for granted. So if you don't take things for granted, you're going to be superhuman, right? There are so many people in this world who have so much talent. I see it every single day. So much talent. And I'm like, do you know what you could do with that? Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea what you could do with that? Do you have any idea what you could do with that kind of talent? Do you know how valuable what you have is? See, I don't think a lot of people know. I don't think a lot of people really know. Because, you see, this is the reason why a lot of people settle for the Matrix. This is the reason why a lot of people settle for the Matrix. But we're here to say no and be free, right? So I see so many people every single day who have so much, yet they have so little. And what I mean by that is because, see, a lot of people aren't supposed to be doing what they're here. They're not supposed to be doing what they're actually doing. And that's the reason why they haven't seen the blessings. They haven't seen the abundance. They haven't seen the miracles. I've been all around this world, deep divers. Over 50 countries. I've seen a whole lot, and I'm going to see even more. But it was only because I picked up that call from the universe. Hello? Hello? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I ain't got time to waste. I got to live my best life right now. And I haven't got time to pretend. You see, the more you are pretending, the more you are in the Matrix. And that's why I told you, if you go on social media right now on Instagram, a lot of people, they're not showing you who they really are. Even on YouTube, even on TikTok, it's a character. You got to do a dance to go viral. I should do a little samba, baby, on TikTok. Go viral. Shove a whole bunch of grapes in my mouth. Right? So this is how the Matrix traps a lot of people. It wants you to do something entertaining. So the Matrix, just like in the film The Gladiator, are you not entertained? We have to literally entertain people, right? A lot of people feel they've got to entertain people on TikTok, do something outrageous or bizarre to go viral. So the more you do that, what happens to you? The more you do that, what happens to you? What do you think happens, deep divers? The more you do that, what happens to you? Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Hit that like button, share the video. Hit that like button, share the video. Hit that like button, share the video. So the more you do that, what happens to you? You get drained. Do you know, deep divers, there's a reason why a lot of comedians have depression? Do you know that? A lot of comedians have depression. So that would be very strange. Someone who's trying to make you laugh, but who's really crying inside. And that's the reason why that whole symbol, the mask is laughing, the other mask is crying, right? And that's how it is for a lot of humans in the Matrix. So a lot of people always want to entertain people. They want to do something that's going to be outrageous or bizarre. Or, oh my gosh. And in return, They're not happy inside. There was a Miss USA, a former Miss USA, and it was a tragic story because, she took her own life. But when you look at her, she's so beautiful. She's got everything, but she's hurting inside. She's got the perfect pictures on Instagram. Model, she's a 10. She looks fantastic. But inside, something isn't right. And it's because a lot of people, they're hurting themselves by not showing the world who they really are. Me, I can sleep great at night. I sleep fantastic. Sleep like a baby. Why? Because this is who I am. I'm not playing a character. I'm not acting. I'm not pretending. And that's the reason why I'm so free. But how many people can actually do that? A lot of people are afraid. A lot of people have been playing a character for so long, they can't differentiate between them and the character. So they're trapped in the matrix. So this is the reason why when you remind yourself that what you won't do for love, I've been so consistent because I actually love what I'm doing. That's the difference. And I'm doing it for the right reasons. If you have demons which are too strong, let me give you some advice what you won't do for love. You got to love yourself. And you got to stop fighting with yourself. What you won't do for love, I'm talking to you. You got to stop fighting yourself. There's a war going on. It's not outside, it's inside. There's a war happening inside of you. Every human being is in a state of war. There has to be a peace treaty. There has to be a peace treaty today. We need the peace alliance today. And this is how you're going to create balance. Because if you think that the war is only happening out there, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. No, there's a war happening in every human being. That's the reason why a lot of people are so volatile right now on the planet. They're dealing with inner wars. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Right? So we want to heal ourselves. First and foremost, great question. Shout out to everyone who's here. Deep Divers, One Love. We just started the show. And I'm reading your comments. Starseed, Star, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. Starseed Star, you are most appreciated. Sending high frequencies to you. My grandfather found military giants excavated in a 10-foot coffin in southern Italy. Woo! It was confiscated by the government, keeping it secret. How to get the word out. Woo! See, this is why I do these live streams, Deep Divers. We got breaking news, right? We got breaking stories. So, sending high frequencies to you. My grandfather found military giants excavated in a 10-foot coffin in southern Italy. It was confiscated by the government, keeping it secret. How to get the word out. That's powerful. Well, you got the word out right here. But DM me on Instagram at Infinite Waters, because we can break that story. We can most definitely break that story. And that's why I told you, Deep Divers, there are so many stories like this I hear. And it's when people tell me things like this. And this is why I always say, so much is happening we don't even know about on this planet. So much is happening. And part of really moving out of the matrix is about you realizing you have to question everything in your reality, right? Giants have been existed. They have been on this planet for a long time, right? what you find, my research shows that, a lot of species have been extinct over the last 100 years. David Attenborough will tell you the exact figures, but we're talking about hundreds of millions of species have been wiped out of the planet, wiped off the face of the planet. Once upon a time, there was a saber-toothed tiger. There was all kind of creatures, dinosaurs, all kind of things on this planet. Where did they all go? Right? There were all kind of animals which just vanished. They got extinct because human beings became hazardous for their health, and also a lot of things happened. But that was a great message. Shout out to everyone who's here. Giants live on inner earth. I always say we've got to question everything. Classified. I got to do my video on the ETs, which I experienced, but we'll talk about that another day. Right? We'll talk about that another day. But one of the things is to realize, like I told you, where this is going, is the Matrix real? You've got to remind yourself that when I realized the Matrix wasn't a film, it was a documentary, there are real life agents. I said in 2020, when I was doing a lot of the videos, saying get free, be free, I had a lot of people who were supporting me, but I had a few people come out and trying to expose me. I said, don't bother. I'll expose myself. Right? Isn't that how B Rabbit won in 8 Mile? Right? I'll expose myself. Right? I am. Right? What did B Rabbit say in 8 Mile? Right? He exposed himself and won the whole battle. Right? So I said, don't worry, I'll expose myself. You had people who were coming out trying to say things. And it was because I was I was unleashing truth bombs left, right, center. And agents were sent my way to kind of distract me. But what did I do? I just said no. Then they ran back to their caves. They had no choice but to bow down and kiss the ring because the truth was here. Right? And shout out to everyone who's here. Hit that like button, deep diver, share the video. Let's get this into the algorithm. Hit that like button, share the video. And I'm reading every single comment. Hit that super chat. Get your message displayed. And let's talk about your question, your message. If there's something you want to say that you feel is important, let me know. Jocelyn Vallon, you are most appreciated. Thank you. The wonderful Jocelyn Vallon, we are one consciousness experiencing life through different vessels. Does this mean we all have the potential to reach Christ consciousness? Therefore, aren't we all 33s if we choose to be? Ooh. That's a great question, right? That's a slow motion kind of question. That's a slow motion kind of question. Okay. We are one consciousness experiencing life through different vessels. Does this mean we all have the potential to reach Christ consciousness? Therefore, aren't we all 33s if we choose to be? I love that question. Well, that's the whole point. Choose to be. Do you choose to do that? That's the thing. A lot of people can choose, but a lot of people don't. We all have the potential, absolutely, to reach Christ consciousness, most definitely. But many people will never choose that. Why? Because that requires sacrifice. That requires you going on the journey within. That requires you detaching from everything that keeps you comfortable. A lot of people don't want to do that. But we all have the potential to do that. And that's why I told you right now, the good news is that so many people are waking up. So many people are starting to connect the dots. But I told you there's levels to this. Let me show you a few levels, deep divers. Can I do that? Can I show you a few levels? Can I do that? Can I do that, deep divers? Can I show you a few levels of how this thing works? Can I do that? Break it down? Let me break it down. Okay, so let me show you a few things, deep divers. And I'm still learning, but what I do know is that, see, level 1 is saying, okay, the matrix is out to get me. That's level 1. You've got to remind yourself that a lot of people, for instance, they say this. The matrix is, or the system or the government or whatever is bad, right? That's level 1. But that doesn't change anything. See, level 1 is the problem. There's no solutions. Level 1 is the system is bad. And that's it. That's level 1. And a lot of people on the planet in the mainstream, like Logan Paul, who is saying the matrix is real, pray that you don't become his target. That's level 1. Because you're still in that fear frequency. You're saying the matrix is real, pray that you don't become his target. So you've already externalized your power. You're a scaredy cat. Go back to the matrix. So that's level 1. You see, level 1 is where people have only read something or they've seen something, but they don't really know what it is. Right? And you've got to remind yourself, a lot of people live here. They live in kindergarten. Right? And the kindergarten is elementary. It's never going deeper. Level 2 is where you're now aware that the matrix is real and you're doing something about it. So during 2020, you had a lot of people protesting. We want freedom. That's level 2. You now say, okay, I want my freedom. I'm going to make some noise about it. That's level 2. But you see, level 2 of awakening from the matrix is still keeping you trapped there. But it's a good start, right? Because a lot of people protest in Iran over Mahsa Amini, the woman who tragically lost her life in the hands of law enforcement. There were massive protests over there in Iran, right? So that's level 2. But you see, those 2 levels doesn't mean you're doing anything with your life. It just means that, okay, you're aware of the system and you're fighting against it. Level 3 of awakening from the matrix is you saying, actually, as above, so below, as within, so without. Now, this is key because this level is the next level. You realize that the matrix is nothing more than a program in your mind. And how you begin to navigate out of it is by changing your consciousness. And this level is extremely powerful. You know, it's a level of alchemists and great transformers. People who are now realizing it's not just what's happening out there. It's what's happening in here that creates reality. As above, so below, as within, so without. So they don't just look about what's happening out there with Russia and Ukraine and Andrew Tate and Prince Harry and all of these things. No, that's a distraction. It's about what's happening in here. Because you got to remind yourself, deep divers, as above, so below, as within, so without. As you change your internal reality, so will your external reality change. This is level 3. You now can't just blame. You can't just blame out there. See, this is level 3. A lot of people don't want to go to level 3 because level 3 is accountability. You can't just blame what's happening out there. You got to take a look at what's going on in here to realize that you are creating what's out there based on what's in here. Kind of trippy, right? And that's the reason why a lot of people don't make it to level 3. The reason why is because they're always focused looking out there, the distractions in the matrix. Oh my gosh, Prince Harry. Oh my gosh, this celebrity, that celebrity. And you forget about what's going on in here. So people who move to level 3 are people who spend a lot of time with themselves. They're meditating. They're more interested in the inner world than the outer world. Do you know someone who's more interested in the inner world than the outer world? Deep divers, by any chance? It's not a lot of people. Few and far between. Because most people will tell you, that's scary. I don't want to be alone. Right? And that's the reason why you go to India. You've got great yogis who they spend time alone. They become great masters, right? Because they're now placing more priority on the inner than the outer. A lot of these people, even in Africa and India, these great masters, even in Peru, the shamans, when you tell them, this is crazy, when you tell them about what's happening in the world, like, they just laugh at you. They're like, what are you talking about? What is happening? They give you these very abstract answers. They're like, but what's happening? And you're like, huh? But you're like, crazy things are happening in the world. They're like, what world are you talking about? There is only what's happening in here. So this is like the next level. And that's why I told you there's levels to this. Because you see, we all want entertainment. We always want to look outside there. But now we have to have the entertainment, right? And the entertainment is going within to say, you know what? The real war is not happening out there. It's happening in here. And the real battle is happening inside here. It's got nothing to do with the government. It's got nothing to do with ruling elites. It's got nothing to do with that. Are you ready to accept? Are you ready to accept that reality? See, a lot of people aren't ready because you've been so conditioned to fight outside of you. You've forgotten that the real battle is actually happening inside of you. If you were to leave human beings alone, they would find it very hard. Why? Because they will get disturbed by their own thoughts. This is the reason why a lot of people distract themselves. Because they want to get away from themselves. Can't you see? Am I diving too deep, deep divers? Or shall I keep it going? This is the reason why people want to go on TikTok. They want to do this. They want to do that. They don't want to spend time with themselves. Because if they do, they're going to find out there's a battle going on within themselves. They're going to have to face the music. They're going to have to take a look at who they really are. A lot of people still want to be in the illusion. They still want to be a character. And a lot of people, this is how they trap you. The Matrix is not to blame. You created the Matrix. You created the Matrix. Billions of people created this so-called matrix. It's got nothing to do with a few people behind closed doors. Don't blame them. Blame yourself for your ignorance. You fell asleep, got caught lacking, got carried away. And now the chickens are coming home to roost. Now it's catching up with you. So there is nobody who is controlling you except yourself. You are creating your prison. And you are making your bed, so lie in it. So when you remind yourself this level is so huge, really realizing it's got nothing to do with what's going on out there. It's got everything to do with what's going on in here. What we see in the so-called matrix world is billions of people who are fed up, tired, miserable of their own life. And they say, you know what? Right now, I am just gonna spread hate. Right now, I'm just gonna be a mean person. Right now, I'm just gonna be the total opposite of who I came here to be. This is what creates the matrix. Hurt people hurt people. A lot of people have been screwed over. If you've been screwed over, a lot of people say, you know what? Who cares? And like I told you, the matrix is created when you deviate from the Great Mother. That's when you're living in the matrix. So, Dawn, shout out to you. You got a question mark. You are appreciated. So, elaborate on that, Dawn. Deep divers, hit that like button, share the video. I'm going in. Hit that like button, share the video. We just started. And I'm reading every comment. Reading every single comment. Much love to everyone who's here. The magic. You are appreciated. Let me shout out to you. Thank you. The magic. Benane, you are appreciated. Blessings to you, my friend. Hey, you are so appreciated. Let me get a water break, deep divers. And I'm reading your comments. Let's just raise the frequency. Hit that like button, share the video, leave a message. Let's talk about it. Little water break. Let's go. How you feeling today, deep divers? Mecca Ann, you are appreciated.
The wait is over.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
One love to all the deep divers in the house. How you feeling today, deep divers? Raising the frequency. Raising the vibration. Nothing but good energy here, deep divers. Super high vibes right now. You're tuned in to the one and only Infinite Waters, diving deep once again. Oh yeah. Little water break, deep divers. Stay hydrated here. Stay hydrated here. So, once upon a time, I too wanted to fight. I wanted to fight the system. Until I realized that I was fighting nothing but air. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? Eternal Earth 222. How to avoid Pilates. Can we fix infertility? Shout out to you. I'm going to dive into that. You can fix anything. So, what do I mean by that? Once upon a time, I was fighting the system. Then I realized I was fighting nothing but air. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? Because you see, a lot of people say, I want to fight this, I want to fight that. But they don't realize something which can really set them free. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. So once upon a time, I was fighting the system until I realized I was fighting nothing but air. What do I mean by that? Because a lot of people fighting shadows, okay? Someone's saying fighting shadows. Change yourself first, right? So when you dive deeper, you realize that, once again, like I told you, so long as you're fighting outside of yourself, you're always losing power. So long as you're fighting outside of yourself, you're always losing power. Because the real battle is happening inside of you. It's got nothing to do with anything that's happening outside of you. So I had to look within and realize that actually I got to make peace with myself. You see, yes, there is a system that wants you to be a slave. We know that. But you don't have to use your energy fighting that, because if you do, you're caught in the game. What do you have to do, deep divers? What do you have to do? What do you have to do? Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Choose love, right? Do the shadow work, go within, love yourself, follow your heart, create your own reality. Absolutely. Create your own reality. That's what you got to do. You got to remind yourself that if you notice, deep divers, and I want to tell you a very valuable secret, because when I first started Infinite Waters, a lot of craziness was happening in the world as well. And I was like furiated. And I was kind of like saying, okay, I'm going to speak about this. The system is unfair, this, that. And I was doing that, but I was getting tired. And I realized it's something I'm doing that's not right. And let me shout out to everyone who's here. Jocelyn Vallon, you're most appreciated, dear. Shout out to you. Forgiveness is key to end all suffering. Release the trauma. Wait a minute. Absolutely. Thank you. So, when I first started even making videos, I was kind of like fighting the system. This is bad. That's bad. And I was getting tired. I was tired after just a minute of talking. And I realized that what I was fighting against was taking my energy away. It was a trap. Do you know in martial arts, right? There's a kung fu master who said this: never be angry at your opponent. Why did he say this? You know, if you talk about MMA, right? Combat sports, martial arts, they always tell you, never get angry at your opponent. Why? Why do they tell you that? Why do they tell you that? Never get angry at your opponent. Always be calm. Why do they tell you that? Because what happens if you're angry at your opponent? What happens if you're angry at your opponent? Thank you, Mary. You give them your power. Whenever you're angry, you give someone else your power. Let me repeat that. Whenever you're angry at someone or something, you give them your power and you lose energy. This is the reason why in that great film, Drunken Master, the Drunken Master was so powerful. Jackie Chan was in that film as well, because he was having a good time. He was in the art of Zen. He was beating people up, drinking, beating people up. Right? Go and watch that film as well. Drunken Master. That was showing you the secrets. He wasn't angry. He was just enjoying himself. Right? But have any of you ever got into a fight? Have any of you ever gotten into a fight? Right? Like growing up, I'm a peaceful person, but sometimes someone every now and again pisses me off. Right? So I realize that anytime I'm very angry, I'm shaking and I'm getting tired. And I realized that, okay, it's a trap, right? You got to be calm. You got to be real calm. And this is how you can hold on to your power. Don't get caught up in your emotions all the time. Don't allow someone to control your emotions. Let me repeat that. Don't allow someone to control your emotions. And this is huge. This is huge. Let me shout out to the wonderful, magnificent Mecca Ann. You are most appreciated. Deep divers, make sure you hit that like button, share the video. Hit that like button, share the video. The wonderful Mecca Ann, you are most appreciated. Giving thanks, so much love to you, mentor. Shout out to you. Thank you, Mecca Ann. So I realized that along my journey, and it was really a game changer. You see, when I first started Infinite Waters, I realized that I could always share infinitely if I'm on a good frequency. And that's the reason why people say, Ralph, gosh, I don't even believe you're still making videos. It's like impossible, right? I've been watching you for so many years. You're still making videos. And I say it's because I'm getting energy. I'm generating energy. I'm not losing energy, because I'm not allowing out there to control in here. And this is valuable for when we talk about the matrix. See, a lot of people want to fight the system, but you're going to be very tired. You're going to be exhausted. Good night. You're going to be done and dusted over a few days. You're going to last maximum 1 year. Then you're going to be out of here. You don't want to fight the system. You want to create your own. You want to create your whole new reality. That's what I did with Infinite Waters. I didn't say, you know what? They're holding me back. I didn't say they're out to get me. I said, you know what? Whole universe works in my favor. I wasn't feeling sorry for myself to say, hey, they don't want to see the truth in the mainstream. No, I said, I'm going to take this to the mainstream. I didn't see myself as a victim. I wasn't blaming anybody. I said, you know what? The whole universe is going to work in my favor. And because I canceled the pity party, it started to work out for me. Because I realized the secret of how this matrix works. Nobody's holding you back. If you are not in your own way, nobody is holding you back. If you are not holding yourself back. That's a slow motion. We live in a world where the system which a lot of people have participated in through willing consent is now enslaving them. And you got to remind yourself that for you to be free every single day, you must realize how to be smart. Alexander, you are appreciated. Ralph, you missed my super chat. Hey, I got you. You are most definitely appreciated. You must be smart enough to live for the inner, not just the outer. So I had to learn this secret on Infinite Waters. To not just attack, but to create something. It's a lot harder to do that. I was creating out of thin air. And it's a lot harder to do that. Shout out to everyone who's here. Deep divers, hit that like button, share the video. And I'm happy to go live, deep divers. I just released a video. Universe gave me strength, so I said, you know what? Let me go live. It's a gift, deep divers. It's a gift. Like I say, I don't take this for granted. The wonderful Studio H, you are most definitely appreciated. Shout out to you. Thank you so much, Studio H, and thank you for always supporting Infinite Waters. What are your thoughts on people chasing profits through social media, trying to entertain the big market? How does the universe balance these things? Well, that's a great question. Let's really dive into that, right? What are your thoughts on people chasing profits through social media, trying to entertain the big market? You got to remind yourself that right now, a whole avenue has been opened on social media. Corporations are making profit. Individuals are making profit. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. You just have to make sure whatever you're doing is true to you. That's how the universe balances these things. You got to make sure that whatever you're doing is true to you and is creating something of value for someone else. You've got to remind yourself there are people on social media, which is reality for a lot of people. And it's going to be reality for a majority of the world shortly. Because everyone's on the internet. So, except the cat down the road. So, you got to remind yourself, never before have so many people been online? This is unprecedented, unheard of. Most people have a smartphone. They're on the internet. So there is a huge market. There is a huge demand for things on the internet. And we've got to remind ourselves that it's a good thing. Because if you are someone who has a good eye, you can make a living on the internet. Because that's the future. Some people manipulate people, which is not good. Some people have pyramid schemes, which is not good. You have to be smart because some people are going to rip you off. But there are people who are providing value. And I don't mind paying for that value because I always say everything has a cost. But you have to focus on yourself to say, what am I doing? And is it true to myself? You know, there are people who are doing OnlyFans. And, you know, there are women who are doing OnlyFans. And like I always say, in this reality, you choose your destiny. But always remind yourself that you have to live with the consequences of your actions. If it's true to you, go for it. But if you know it's just a hustle and your heart is not really in it, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer. No matter what you do, if you're not doing it for the right reasons, it's always going to come back around. It's going to come back 360. So this is the reason why I'm still here. Because I was doing it for the right reasons from the beginning. A lot of people, in the next 10 years, I'm going to be here looking 10 years younger. And it's all because I chose the right path. And I hope you do too. Nomad, you are appreciated. I'm reading every single comment. Deep divers, hit that like button, share the video. Nomad, Ralph, much thanks. Any thoughts on the fifth dimensions relevance with chapter 20 in the book of Revelations? That's a great question. That's a question that made me do this. Right? Absolutely. I haven't read all of once upon a time I read the whole Bible, even though I'm not religious like that anymore. But Revelations is a powerful book in the Bible because, you know, it's showing you the times we're in right now. And that chapter 20 is definitely showing you a time where human beings are ascending to a better place. The fifth dimension is all about that. It's all about realizing the new earth is waiting for us. I'm already here. So is the cat down the road. We're waiting for you, deep divers. We have to realize how we're living is almost in the Stone Age. You know, how a lot of human beings are living is almost a Stone Age existence. Because a lot of human beings, number one, once upon a time, our ancestors respected the Great Mother. They had a better connection with nature. They knew plants. They knew what plant to take to heal this. You know, and a lot of people have forgotten that, but that's returning. You know, people are returning back to that. And in the book of Revelations, they talk about that. But that was a great question. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers, everyone who's diving deep. Mastermind mentality, you're most definitely appreciated. Shout out to you. Mastermind mentality, just like the Oracle told Neo, you have a gift, but it looks like you're waiting for something. Neo still had fear in him, as do many of us. When we feel the resistance, push forward. Absolutely. And that's what it's always about. You know, when we talk of, is the Matrix real? Absolutely it is. But it no longer controls you when you push forward and move to the new earth. When you say no. And it doesn't matter who's after you. They will have no choice but to surrender. But it first starts with unplugging. Then it starts with really knowing who you are. But absolutely. We all have a gift. We've been waiting for something. And a lot of people are waiting. You know, like I said, deep divers, don't wait too long. Because you see, you're only going to be this young now. You're only going to be who you are right now in this time and space. Don't wait for next year. It's not even a reality yet. There's only now. So part of really moving out of the matrix is realizing all there is now. That's the reason why a lot of people, even in the mainstream, they're waking up. They're saying, you know what? I'm going to start my own business. You got people 17 years old, 18 years old, bringing home to their family a good living because they're saying, you know what? Right now, I'm going to make the most of these opportunities. A lot of people right now are saying, you know what? I don't want slave labor. I don't want slave labor lifestyle. I want to be free. So a lot of people right now are saying, you know what? I've got a gift. And each and every one of us has a gift. But once again, it doesn't matter if you have a gift. What matters is what you do with it. Doesn't matter if you have a gift. What matters is what you do with it. And that's the reason why I said there are people who have so much, yet so little. There are people who have so little, but they make it so much, right? There are people who have so much, yet they have so little. And there are people who have so little, yet they have so much. Because they multiplied it. They tripled it. They 10x'd it. And that's what you got to do with life. You got to 10x your life, baby. You got to 10x everything. Everything that you do, you got to put some respect on it. When I was first making videos, had terrible equipment. Had to upgrade. Had to buy a 4K camera. Had to buy good microphone. Had to put value on it. And I made it a whole lot. Right? So you got to remind yourself, if you don't invest, you ain't going to get anything back. You're going to have to put something down first for you to get something back in return. And this is where you realize that everything in this world is a gamble. And you have to take that calculated risk. You got to say, you know what? I'm going for it. Some people quit their job, but they got a plan. They got a plan. They know where they want to be and they manifest. So right now, it's good to see a lot of people waking up to the matrix, but that's only level 1. There's many more levels than that. But, you know, like I say, deep divers, I'm an eternal student. I'm forever learning. And the moment you stop growing is the moment you stop learning. So keep an open mind. And as long as you do, you're always going to be free. You know, like I say, so many wonderful deep divers who are here. So many wonderful deep divers who are here. Hit that like button, deep divers, share the video. Hit that like button, share the video. So we've got to remind ourselves that we're in big times of change right now. And it's good to see people, even in the mainstream, waking up. You've got to remind yourself. I was in my garden. I saw a fox trying to eat a bird. And this fox, now I realize where they get the name fox from, why it means sly. This fox was pretending it wasn't moving. It would creep up on the bird, then stop. Creep up on the bird, then stop. Turn his head. I say this fox is so intelligent. But guess what? The bird was more intelligent because it already knew what the fox was up to. And that's the reason why you got to always be one step ahead. There's always a fox around. There's always someone who's hungry. There's always someone who hasn't had breakfast yet. There's always someone who's hungry. There's always someone who needs to eat. Don't become someone's prey. And that's the reason why you got to be smart to say, you know what? I'm not going to be food for the Matrix. I'm too smart for that. Deep divers of planet Earth, I just came here to send you good energy. I just came here to send you good energy. Like I say, powerful show. Trying to keep these shows concise, deep divers. You know, powerful show. I love each and every one of you deep divers, and go and check out that latest video. But like I say, I'm happy I went live because it's always wonderful to talk with you deep divers in live time. Mecca Ann, you are appreciated. Everyone who's here, I love all of you. Hit that like button, share the video, and go and check out that new video, Deep Divers. We're 80s right now. I'm so happy. The whole world is just beginning. We already won. It's about us all. So many beautiful deep divers here. It's a choice. So happy to manifest whatever you want, to be whatever you want. It's a choice. It's always a choice. Freedom is a must. Freedom is a must. We've got to become the spoon. Inner knowing you are appreciated. If we don't like what we are getting, change what we are giving. Slow motion this side. Say it again. That was a slow motion deep dive. We ain't even had breakfast yet. I like that. If we don't like what we are getting, change what we are giving. If we don't like what we're getting, change what we are giving. That's a perfect message. Absolutely, 100%. Thank you so much, Inner Knowing, for sharing that. And to all of you wonderful deep divers, I love all of you. I'm here for you. You got any questions, messages, Instagram me at Ralph Smart, send messages, questions there. And to all of you, like I say, I love all of you. One love to everybody, deep divers. I'll be back. I love all of you. One love. Let's go. Peace.